Admiral Zixathera's crystalline appendages trembled as she observed the impossible sight through the council chamber's panoramic viewport. Where empty space should have stretched endlessly, ripples of distorted starlight betrayed the presence of something massive, something that shouldn't exist. "Council members," she announced, her voice carrying across the amphitheater filled with representatives from 47 galactic civilizations. "The humans have arrived." A collective murmur of disbelief rippled through the assembly. The Vorthon delegates' tentacles writhed nervously, while the silicon-based Christarch representatives began their characteristic harmonic humming, a sure sign of agitation. "Impossible," declared Councillor Mirtak of the Hegemony, his four eyes focusing independently on different sections of space. "Our sensors detect nothing. The humans' primitive fusion drives would have been detected light years away." Admiral Zixathera's mandibles clicked in what her species considered a grim smile. "That's precisely the problem, Counselor. We detect nothing because their ships are made of nothing." The chamber fell silent except for the ambient hum of life support systems. For 3 cycles, the Galactic Council had debated humanity's application for membership. These young bipeds from the 3rd spiral arm had only achieved faster-than-light travel 50 rotations ago, a cosmic blink of an eye. Most council members considered them technologically insignificant, barely worthy of acknowledgement. That perception was about to change dramatically. "Humans," Zixathera continued, "appear to have weaponized dark matter." The statement hit the assembly like a gravity bomb. Dark matter comprised 85% of the universe's mass. Yet in 10 million years of galactic civilization, no species had successfully manipulated it. The theoretical physics alone had driven countless researchers to madness. A new voice cut through the chaos, calm, measured, distinctly human. Permission to address the council. Captain Sarah Chen materialized on the chamber floor, her form shimmering into existence as if condensing from the void itself. She wore a simple black uniform bearing no visible technology, yet she had somehow teleported through the council's most sophisticated shields. "How?" whispered the ethereal representative, its gaseous form flickering with shock. Chen smiled politely. "Dark matter comprises most of reality, yet you've all ignored it for millennia. We decided to make friends with it instead." She gestured, and the chamber's walls became transparent, revealing the space around the station. What the delegates saw defied every law of physics they understood. Massive structures, kilometers long, hung in space like monuments to impossibility. They were visible only as gravitational lensing effects, bending light around their hulls. "Dark matter doesn't interact with electromagnetic radiation," Chen explained conversationally. "Perfect stealth, but it does interact gravitationally, making it ideal for both propulsion and weapons." As if summoned by her words, one of the invisible ships demonstrated its capabilities. A focused gravitational pulse lanced out, striking an abandoned asteroid 1,000 kilometers away. The rock didn't explode, it simply ceased to exist, compressed beyond its Schwarzschild radius in milliseconds. The Vorthon delegate fainted, his tentacles going limp. "You see," Chen continued, "while you were all focused on manipulating matter and energy, we started with the assumption that the universe's greatest resource was invisible. Dark matter permeates everything, including this chamber right now. Our ships don't just use it, they're made of it. Structured dark matter, held in exotic configurations by quantum field manipulation." Councillor Mirtak's voice cracked as he spoke. "The energy requirements, the computational complexity, it's impossible." "Impossible for individual species, perhaps," Chen agreed. "But humanity learned something important early in our development. Cooperation yields exponential returns. While you developed in isolation on your homeworlds, we evolved as pack hunters, social creatures who succeeded through collaboration." She paused, letting her words sink in. "Every human ship you can't see out there contains not just our technology, but our collective consciousness. Millions of minds linked through quantum entanglement, processing calculations that would overwhelm your greatest supercomputers." The silence stretched uncomfortably long. Finally, Admiral Zixathera found her voice. "What do you want from us?" Chen's expression softened. "The same thing we've always wanted. Friendship, trade, cultural exchange. We're not here to conquer or intimidate. We're here because the universe is vast and wonderful, and we believe it's better experienced together." She gestured again. and the gravitational lenses surrounding the station shifted, revealing glimpses of the ship's interiors. The delegates gasped at what they saw, not weapon bays or military installations, but gardens, libraries, art galleries, families, children playing in spaces that defied geometry. Our dark matter technology isn't just military, Chen explained. It's allowed us to create living spaces that exist partially outside normal spacetime. We've solved resource scarcity, overpopulation, even entropy itself to some degree. We'd like to share this knowledge. The Christarch delegate's harmonic humming shifted to a tone of wonder. You could have demanded anything. Tribute, territory, submission. Instead, you offer gifts? That's what friends do, Chen replied simply. Hours later, as the council voted unanimously to grant humanity not just membership but a permanent seat on the governing body, Admiral Zixathera approached the human captain privately. Your species continues to surprise us, she admitted. First contact protocol suggested you were centuries away from this level of technology. Chen smiled. We had help. Dark matter isn't empty space. It's full of information, patterns, even consciousness left behind by civilizations that learn to transcend physical existence. They've been waiting eons for someone curious enough to listen. She looked up at the invisible fleet surrounding them. We're not the first species to discover this, Admiral. But apparently, we're the first with enough humility to accept that we don't know everything, and enough courage to invite others along for the journey. As Chen faded from view, returning to her impossible ship, Zixathara realized that humanity's greatest weapon wasn't their mastery over dark matter. It was their refusal to let power corrupt their fundamental decency. The universe had just become a far more interesting place.